Eamonn Holmes talks to Belfast Live about his career, controversy, legacy and why he'll always be a Belfast man. He is taking his show, Eamonn Holmes, This Is My Life, on tour across Northern Ireland later this year. With a broadcasting career spanning over 40 years, Eamonn Holmes has some serious stories to tell. The Belfast-born presenter went from hosting a local farming program to one of the biggest names in morning television and is coming home to share his story with local audiences. For the first time, he is bringing his tour, Eamonn Holmes, This Is My Life, to venues across Northern Ireland later this year where he will reflect on his life, from humble beginnings in Belfast to over 4 decades on the screen. Home in his beloved city, Eamonn sat down with Belfast Live to share a sneak peek of what audiences can expect, talking life, legacy, controversy and why home is where his heart will always be. It's gonna be a show about my life and memories. The reason for my life is I was named after a broadcaster called Eamon Andrews and Eamon Andrews presented This Is Your Life, he explained. The reason I was named after him was when I was born, I had this massive black hair and my mother thought I looked like Eamon Andrews. She couldn't think of a name and she saw his face on the front cover of a magazine, and she said, I'm going to call him Eamon. Growing up on the New Lodge Road before moving to Old Park at the age of 9, Eamonn said his experience of living in both a Catholic and a Protestant area of the city shaped his upbringing and understanding of community. He continued, we had a really lovely close environmental upbringing, which made me really aware of community. London, there's no community. There's community here, I come back here all the time and there's community. People you know, people you have to see, people who will do things for you. His tales from North Belfast and beyond are only some of the things he touches on in his show. When asked why now to go out on the road and share his life, Eamonn said with fewer programs on his schedule, now was the perfect time to reconnect with local audiences. Despite interviewing stars such as David Bowie and a personal hero of his, Dolly Parton, Eamonn said his time at UTV is the best time of my life, and never forgets his roots in regional broadcasting. 6 years there of which I was given responsibility, authority, promoted up the ladder to the top job in Northern Ireland, hosting Good Evening Ulster, Eamonn said. It's fascinating that I've never lost contact with broadcasters here, what to do and be interested. Broadcasting has changed and it's changed for the worse unfortunately, but it's never gonna be the same again. But I had such chances and such opportunities, met so many people. The thing about working at Ulster Television, you just had to do it. You had to shoot it, direct it, produce it, edit it, whatever. So the thing that I realized when I went to England is none of these skills were expected of me, but yet it was ingrained in me. Never afraid to speak his mind, Eamonn broached the topic of controversy he has faced in his career, including a recent interview with Kerry Katona where he apologized after used a racially insensitive term. You will get a job on TV today if you are completely dull and non-controversial, right? You cannot say anything. So I'm in trouble last week for saying the word Oriental, which is banned apparently. Did you know Oriental was a banned word? I didn't know it was a banned word. I thought if I'd have said Chinese, I would have been prosecuted for it or whatever, but no, Oriental. I'm thinking, I didn't say Chinese, so I said Oriental, meaning you could be from Vietnam or Tibet or whatever. Eamonn continued, it really is strange and what they're just doing is they're dulling down. So they get rid of the Piers Morgans, they get rid of the Jeremy Kyles, they get rid of the Eamonn Holmes and you know, the people they leave behind are the ones who they'll never say anything wrong. I would say things that are entertaining, things that are funny, things that are close to the line but never anything that's horrible or offensive, never, never. But the thing is that's the Belfast bit again, you're giving the crack, you're giving the banter, nothing is ever meant as harm, but the British audience in general, the English audience and the London audience in particular, don't get that. He said that he is sad to see that traditional TV news is being lost on younger generations and ratings continue to drop but is confident in the future of infotainment style news like that of his current role on GB News. When asked what he hopes his legacy will be both in life and his career, he joked, I was going up the Antrim Road last night and I was passing a chip shop, Manny's Chip Shop, which I know well. There was this mural of me above Manny's Chip Shop. There were a few other people, there's Frank Carson was there and there were a few other people, and I thought that's not a bad way to be remembered. The man who ate pasties and chips from Manny's. For anyone coming along to his shows across NE in November, Eamonn says he thinks they will be surprised at the stories he has to tell and how he uses photographs to illustrate his life, career and more. I would want my legacy to be, not as a top broadcaster, not as a British man, not as an Irishman or whatever. I'll tell you what it would be, as a Belfast man, born and bred and proud of it. Eamonn Holmes embarks on money-spinning tour to rake in cash amid divorce and lavishing younger lover with pricey gifts. Eamonn's gestures for lover Katie came amid a strained spell between the duo. Eamonn Holmes has embarked on a money-spinning tour to rake in cash, amid a costly divorce and lavishing his younger lover with pricey gifts. Taking to social media, the 65-year-old TV star shared a photo of himself in a suit clutching a red book. He was smiling at the camera, and the caption of his Instagram read, "Named after the famous TIYL presenter, Eamonn Andrews, please come and hear the story of my life at these upcoming venues in N. Ireland." Over his photo, a string of dates could be seen listed, beginning with the 11th of November, and ending on the 16th of November. In total, Eamonn will be attending 6 dates at various venues in Northern Ireland. The star directs fans to a website where they can purchase tickets for his tour, which cost £25, or a meet and greet for £35. Eamonn's fans were delighted, as one person wrote in the comments, "And what a life, Mr. Holmes, you should be proud of all that you've achieved." A second penned, "Just purchased 2 tickets for Belfast. I don't know who is coming with me yet, but I am looking forward to it already." A third echoed, "Really wish I was closer. I'd love an autographed copy of your book and the opportunity to say hello." On the website, a description reads, "Join Eamonn Holmes as he takes you on a journey through his life. From his humble beginnings in Belfast to the dazzling heights of national TV. From triumph to tragedy, named after Eamonn Andrews, don't miss Eamonn Holmes, this is my life." The tour comes as Eamonn organised a slap-up feast for his lover, in a £100 million new stand at Fulham's football stadium before watching his beloved Manchester United last Sunday. And on Friday he whisked counsellor Katie Alexander to Belfast for a romantic weekend away. The gestures came amid a strained spell between the duo, after Eamonn pulled out of buying Katie's dream home in West Yorkshire. The GB News host splashed the cash as he watched Manchester United in their 1-1 draw at Fulham with blonde Katie at his side. The duo were entertained in the dazzling 8-tier hospitality complex at the southwest London-based Premier League club's new £100 million Riverside stand, where tickets cost up to £12,000. They arrived hours before kick-off at 4:30 p.m. last Sunday to sample the food and drinks, and stuck around long after the final whistle to sample the Michelin-rated grub. Eamonn emerged from the ground later in his motorized wheelchair showing off his natty blue suit. And behind him was twice-divorced Katie, looking glamorous in a pinstriped number. Their pair's outings came after a family holiday to Cyprus last month. The 65-year-old stayed in a 5-star hotel in Paphos with Katie, 43, and her 3 grown-up children. The group were spotted returning from a cruise on a mega yacht which provides a buffet lunch, drinks in a glass-bottom aquarium deck. Other holiday makers at the luxury Annabelle Hotel, which boasts 4 swimming pools and 4 restaurants, along with a gym, a tennis court and a spa, said Eamonn looked tense at times. "We told how the holiday came after Eamonn and Katie's first rocky patch. She was disappointed Eamonn pulled out of buying a £550,000 semi-detached house in her native West Yorkshire. He was going to visit between TV presenting shifts in London." The veteran star is still waiting to finalize his divorce from Loose Women host wife Ruth Langsford, 65.